Hello again everyone, it's ProtoTypeRaavyn, or as you guys know, Raavyn18. I'm just going to start with a quick opening. As you can see, all of my past broadcasts have lots of thumbs down. Don't get discouraged for those of you that have been around for a long time. I have a group of trolls who are patrolling my videos and thumbing them down. You can tell by all the thumbs down that are on my channel banner opener, which is funny because no one ever thumbs down a channel opener. Ever. But they do in my case. So you can tell how many people have gone through my videos and just thumbs them down. But with that being said, I wanted to get straight into the game. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in the background. I really want to try and get Air 1 and Air 2. As you can see, I save up so that I can get both at the same time. I do the same thing when I save up for both Air and Water 2. I try to do them both at the same time. This is just a personal preference thing. I think that it boosts the infection rate quite nicely, and if you're having a problem with, you know, cure research and stuff like that, I feel it's better to clump everything together. You'll see me multiple times in a lot of these different playthroughs just wait and you know, save up my points and wait and get, you know, I think once I got up to like 145 points before I even used any of them, but it was also kind of needed for that playthrough. You'll see what I'm talking about later on with the other playthroughs and stuff like that, but for the meantime, you know, we're just gonna go through this. Don't you just love the long waits in between in between things that are happening in the game? I did try to speed up the gameplay a little bit so that way it doesn't take as long, because there are some slow times. Alright, you see right here I have a mutation that went on its own, so I'm going in and devolving it. You want to do this because even with just one of the mutations, it can cause the cure to start immediately and start to grow really fast, so you'll see me get rid of that. For any of you that are curious, I do stream on every single day except for Sundays and Mondays now on my live stream, which is twitch.tv/ProtoTypeRaavyn. We are in the middle of a whole Bethesda month thing. We're doing Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, 3, Morrowind, Skyrim, and Oblivion, and we've already finished Oblivion, Fallout New Vegas, and we're working on Skyrim right now. I'm actually playing as a lusty Argonian maid, which is pretty sweet. I have like 228 mods or something like that installed, which is really fun, so if any of you guys want to go over and check that out, it's pretty cool, and plus you get to interact with me on a live basis instead of just waiting for me to upload videos on my YouTube. I think right now I'm waiting to get Cold 2. I'm actually going back through this and doing a commentary over top of it, because if any of you guys have played this, whether on the phone or on the PC, and by the way, it is a lot different on the PC than it is on the phone. I know some people got discouraged because it's like $15.99, $14.99, I don't remember, on the computer, whereas it was like 99 cents on the phone, $4.99 for one of the DLCs and $5.99 for another one of the DLCs. And then there was a bunch of like upgrades and stuff that you could buy. Keep in mind, all of that is all packaged into one game on the PC. So you're spending the same amount, if not just a little bit less, getting it on the PC than what you did on the phone if you want all of the content. Plus the PC is going to be updated. They kind of given up on the iOS Android game, which kind of sucks because I was really hoping for some custom mutations and stuff like that. There's a lot of really neat options on the PC. I would suggest that you guys check out this game. It's really fun, and it has a lot of replayability. That and it's difficult. See, I'm degrading more stuff in the background, or devolving, the words they like to use. One of the main things in this game is people have a real big problem with cure research, especially on Mega Brutal, what I'm playing on here, as you guys saw at the beginning of the whole playthrough, or whatever you want to call this. They have a problem with it just going up so fast, and I think that's because they allow the mutations to go through. Some game modes, you know, Mutations are absolutely needed, but for fungus, oh, you want to stay away from those mutations until you're ready. Just popping the bubbles and waiting. For any of you out there that have played the game, how many of you absolutely love when you get an explosion of DNA bubbles? It's the best. It's like, oh yeah, all them points, all them points. During all of the talking, I actually lost track of what I was doing in the background. Yay, commentaries! I usually don't read the pop-ups that come up. If they're important, they usually have something in the title, and you'll know that they're important. I believe at this point I'm just sitting on top of all of my points, waiting for the inevitable Greenland infection. Thumbs up if Greenland, the Caribbean, or New Zealand happens to give you problems in any of your playthroughs, because they tend to be the ones that give me the most difficulties. On this playthrough, I actually didn't utilize it very often, but I use Q a lot, which is really convenient because it takes you into your mutations without having to, you know, click around on everything. But I would also suggest that that you use E every once in a while, because it'll show you which places have not been infected at all. As you see, I'm devolving some more things, which really helps just kind of get a look when you're not wanting to spend too much time going through all the different menus and looking at how many people are exactly left and stuff like that. And you see I use it here. I have 2 places left, and of course one of them being Greenland. Man, Greenland, every time. And if it's not Greenland, it's more than often not New Zealand, which is, you know, also one of those hard to get to islands out there. Not that I don't have any love for any of the New Zealand people or the Greenland people. I actually have a female friend who's from New Zealand. She is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my goodness, with her beautiful blonde hair. Anyways. Just waiting for Greenland. Come on. I did a spore infection, so I finally got Greenland, which is amazing. Hit the other spore. I think I hit it just a little too fast because it didn't give me my last country. Sometimes you can use points here to put it more into cold resistance, so that way you can grow a little bit faster and infect Greenland, but I like to try and hold on to my points. Sometimes the points like to go up, and depending on game mode of course, but the points go up as you add more or use more of the points. I guess, I don't know how to explain it. I guess if you were to use, for instance, if you use Air 1, then Water 1 will be a point more expensive, and then in other game modes, the faster you use your points, the better, because the longer you're in the game, the less points you get. I love the explosion of freaking infection inside of Greenland. I don't know how many times that's happened in gameplays where it just takes a while for whatever mutation or symptom or whatever you decided to go with to actually take hold. And then once it takes hold, it's just an explosion noise of red infection awesomeness. I was having a really hard time. This is the first one that I had beat on Mega Brutal, so I could have actually went with the tree line, the symptom line, or mutation line, whatever, of using, I think I saved here because I was like, oh shit, I don't want to mess up just in case. Yeah, I don't know. I was taking precautions. You might want to do the same as well. This is the first one that I recorded. My my gameplay throughs got a lot better after this one, for sure. But there's one that you can get that allows dead bodies to still be a conveyor of the infection. And if you go with that one, you can actually wait until you're mainly all the way infected with your last country and then go with it. And you don't have to worry about your infection rate being higher than your death rate because the bodies are still infecting people, which is convenient. They just now started working on the cure. See how I was saying that, the second you put anything into symptoms, they're right on that stuff, so you really want to wait. I'm just waiting for them all to die now. So, if any of you guys are wondering, I went into the second branch on the top, which is the center branch, I guess you should say, for my infection rate to choose to kill them. As I was saying earlier, if you want to get the one that gives you the dead bodies, that's actually the far right top one. It gives you, dead bodies are still a vector for infection, which can help you finish it in the end. As you see, I have a good amount of points that I've accrued since I put all of those into that center tree. If you actually go back through, I didn't know it at the time. As I said, this was the first one that I recorded. This was the first time I had beat any of them on Mega Brutal. I barely had any points or anything like that the first time that I played through. So, or points, the things that you put in at the beginning, the traits that you can give to your plague. But if you actually use these, you can probably get a 5-star. I actually end this one on 3 stars, but I have like so many points sitting there that I could put them into anything, and it helps bring your score up. The more evolved that your plague is, the more points that you get in the end. So, I kind of fucked myself over by sitting on these points and just waiting. Waiting for the world to die, which is actually going to happen very, very soon. Alright guys, with the end of humanity completely inevitable, I would like to say if you like this gameplay, feel free to give it a thumbs up. We all know the JO kids are going to thumbs it down, so of course have fun doing that. Any view is a good view, even if it's one just to thumbs down the video. So until next time guys, feel free to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and as always, I love you all. See you next time guys.